Let's look at another example of a do-while loop by comparing it to a while loop and see how the two differ and how they are the same. So we'll start out with a program. We're going to compute how long it takes a balance to reach a certain amount given a certain interest rate. So we'll set our years equal to 0. That's going to be what we're trying to determine. We'll set the balance to 15,000. We'll set the rate to 2% a year. And then we'll say while balance is less than 100,000, balance is equal to balance times rate, or balance times equals rate. And then increment years by 1. Then we can write out it will take years to reach 100,000. Okay, that all looks good. So let's save the program, clear the screen, and then compile it. And then we'll run it. Oops, left out the word years. Well, it will take 96 years to reach $100,000. So that's a long time. So how do we rewrite that as a do-while loop? Well, here's how we do it. Let's comment out the while loop portion of this. And we'll start right here. We'll just simply write do balance times equals rate plus years while balance is less than 100,000. And that's all there is to it. So you can see just by comparing the two loops that there's almost no difference between the two. In the exercises, we're going to look at a reason why you might use a do-while loop over a while loop. I would say generally, if you have to choose, and there's no good reason to use the do-while loop than to choose the while loop. The while loop is what most people are expecting with a loop, if it's not a for loop, of course. But if you have a choice between a while and a do-while, then all things being equal, pick the while loop. But the do-while loop works as well. So let's save this. File save. Clear the screen. Compile again, and then run. And you see we get the same answer. It will take 96 years to reach 100,000. And again, the key is making sure that the loop control variable is going to be set to a value that won't make this statement false after the very first time. For example, if I accidentally add an extra 0 here to get 150,000, then try to run the program, it's going to work, as we saw earlier, but it's way off, because here it's only going to take 1 year, because we only went through the loop one time, incremented years to 1 before balance was greater than 100,000, which is clearly not right. So that wraps up this discussion of the do-while loop. And like I said, in the exercises, I'm going to show you an example where a do-while loop would actually be preferable over a while loop. But now we're going to move to another type of loop. This is a variation on the for loop, and it's called the for each loop. And we're going to look at that in the next lesson.